Adopting a fitness lifestyle can be very, very difficult and very challenging. A lot of people do embark on it, they give it a good effort, but ultimately they find themselves not being able to commit to a fitness lifestyle. Today's video, I'm going to be covering the Fit Journey Blueprint, 7 keys to success to help you along your fitness journey. This video is very special to me because these 7 key things are the things that I've learned within the last 13 years that not only got me to adopt a fitness lifestyle, but also to help me stick with it. So I'm very excited to share with you guys these 7 keys to success, and I hope that you take them and also apply them to your own life to adopt a fitness lifestyle and create the transformation that I know that you can create. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. Shout out to everybody who is coming back to watch another video. I really appreciate the support, the love, the subscribes, the likes, and the views. All right. If you're new to the channel, I would highly suggest you subscribe simply because I come out with good content every Saturday at 9 a.m. All right. So if you like the video, comment if you have any questions or comments, and feel free to subscribe. All right. But without further ado, let's get into it. All of these tips will also be in PDF format where you can download in the description. Check the link, and it's also in the description for my channel as well. So you can catch it there, okay? The first key to success when establishing a fitness journey is create a concrete goal, all right? So this is the first and foremost thing that you need to do along your fitness journey. And I cannot stress this enough. The reason behind that is because if you do not have a concrete goal, how will you know what you're aiming for? All right. It's like a target that's in the dark. You have a dart and you're trying to hit the target, but you have no idea where it's at. So you're just throwing things randomly. You don't even know, you have no focus. You have no clarity on what your goal is. So any action that you take it's going to be to no avail because you haven't even decided what you actually want yet. All right. So if you don't do that, how will you get it? Now, your goal can be anything from maybe getting stronger. Maybe you want to exercise more because you want to improve your quality of life. You might want to look good. You might want to look good naked. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on you. Whatever drives you, whatever your goal is, you have to determine that for yourself before you even begin the journey. Because if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? All right. Search deep within yourself. Figure out what exactly it is that you want to get out of it, and then start putting the action towards that goal. All right. First and foremost, that's going to be the first key to success. Figure out what it is that you want. All right. For me personally, when I first started, I was 50 pounds overweight, drinking every day. I wanted to have a better, healthier lifestyle for myself, but I also didn't like the way that I looked at the time. So my first concrete goal was to look better and to also just have a better quality of life and not be doing the terrible things that I was doing to my body. So congratulations to myself, because 13 years later, I have done that, and I'm continuing to do that now. So yeah, that's the first key to success. Create a concrete goal, all right? First thing. All right, the second key to success is this. You have to find out what your BMR is. All right, BMR. Now, this is just an acronym for your maintenance calories. All right, so BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. It's basically a magic number that everybody has based on their height, weight, and age. It's the number of calories that your body burns at rest. So like, if you just sit home, you play Call of Duty all day long, you don't do any type of activity, you don't get your steps in, nothing. You just doing that all day long, being a couch potato. Your body is still hard at work, just doing its natural processes. And these processes take energy, and the energy is the form of calories. So say for instance, say if your BMR, your resting metabolic rate is 1600. So if you do nothing all day but be a couch potato, you can still burn 1600 calories if this is what your BMR is, right? This is going to be pivotal no matter what you're doing. If you're trying to gain weight or lose it, you're going to need to lock into this number, all right? Now, fortunately for all of us on this fitness journey who want to embark on it, want to get in shape, want to do whatever we want to do, transform our bodies, you can actually figure out this information for free if you go to Google and download a BMR calculator, all right? It's free, no charge to you. Very simple to use, very self-explanatory. You just type in the information asked for. Some of them also factor in your activity level. So it'll also give you your resting metabolic rate, as well as how many calories you pretty much burn in a ballpark per day based on your activity levels. So this is the starting point that you need. After you get a concrete goal for yourself, go download the BMR calculator and figure out what your BMR is, all right? So this is gonna be the second key to success along your fitness journey. Very pivotal information. If you do not know what it is, it's some cool stuff to figure out too, because you'd be like, oh, all right, cool. My body burns 2,000 calories or 1,800 calories. And you're like, yo, if I just eat that, you can actually lose weight just eating your BMR calories. So it's a very big hack. It's like a cheat code, so go look that up, all right? All right, the third key to success is learning how to use the scale wisely, all right? So the scale can be a tricky thing. Most people do not have a very good relationship with this piece of machinery, I would say. And I was definitely one of those people, especially at the beginning of my fitness journey, because that's what caused me to get in shape. Because I looked at that scale and it said 196 pounds, and I was like, oh yeah, brother, we need to do something about this. And then I did. So there's two commandments, if you will, when it comes to using the scale properly. The first commandment is making sure that you weigh yourself no more than one time per week. Now, the reason why I say to do this, and I do this with my clients too as well, is because when you're focused on just a number, it's not really first and foremost giving you a lot of other data, you know, because there's a lot of other factors that factor into your progress outside of just how much you weigh at the time. So another reason why you don't want to weigh yourself more than once a week is because it's going to drive you crazy. Yesterday you weighed yourself and then you're at a certain weight, you're at like 150, and then tomorrow you weigh yourself at a different time and you're 152. You're gonna be down on yourself because you're like, how did I gain 2 pounds in one day? But what people don't understand is when you weigh yourself at different times, you're gonna get different measurements. You can do it in the same day, because if you're eating food, that's actual weight that's going to be inside of your body. So make sure you only weigh yourself once per week to kind of avoid the psychological impact that it's going to have on your progress, because you want to make sure you keep that good momentum going and stay in a positive mindset so you can continue on your path forward. Which brings us to the commandment number 2, which is making sure that you weigh yourself at the right time. Now, this is very pivotal too. Like I said previously before, you want to make sure that you're doing this because you don't want to have a bunch of different readings and it's going to be hard to track. So this is what I suggest. Weigh yourself once a week. I highly recommend Sundays, the end of the week, and then you can kind of see how your progress has been through the last week, as well as it's just a good day. Most people don't have to work that day. So when you get up in the morning, use the bathroom, get all the excess waste out of your system, and then step on the scale. So that way you'll have the most accurate reading. Your body's in a fasted state. You got rid of any excess liquid that might be in there. And typically when you wake up, most people are pretty much like dehydrated, because the last time you had water or any type of liquid was at least probably about 6 to 8 to maybe 10 hours before that. Weigh yourself at the appropriate time so you get the most accurate reading, and you don't drive yourself crazy with the scale. All right, those are the 2 commandments. The fourth key to success, which is what a lot of people skip over, is making sure that you read your food labels, all right? Now, a lot of people do not do this, and honestly, I really feel like a lot of people don't really know what to actually look for when they are reading these labels. So what I'm gonna tell you is, I would definitely hone on calories first and foremost, and then secondly, I would look at how much fat is contained in whatever it is that you're eating. So these are gonna be the 2 driving factors, which are basically synonymous, because if it has more fat, it's gonna have more calories, right? So once you figure out your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, you kind of know where you need to be your calories to be at. So once you start reading your food labels, then you'll have a handle on what type of calories you're intaking each and every day. All right, and this is gonna be very pivotal, because what gets measured gets managed. All right, if you do not measure something, 9 times out of 10, you're not managing it. If you're just spending money at whatever time you want this thing, want that thing, and you just keep spending money, do you think you're really gonna be good at managing money? Probably not. That's why you look at your bank account after all that spending and you're like, well, I got $13 in my account and I just had like 800, because you wasn't measuring your finances. And the same thing goes on with calories. This is why a lot of people end up overweight, because they do not even know how many calories they intake per day. So reading your food labels is the #1 way to guarantee that you know what you're putting into your body and what it's costing you, all right? Also, there's this term I like to use called sneaky calories. So sneaky calories typically end up in like the beverages that we drink, like sodas, juices, where all the excess sugar is. And then also things like the toppings that we put on our food, like sauces and stuff like that, all right? One example that I always like to bring up is ranch, because ranch tastes amazing, but when you put it on a salad, you basically make the salad unhealthy. For every 2 tablespoons of ranch, you get 140 calories. 140 calories. Now, who is putting ranch into a tablespoon and dumping it onto their salads or wings or whatever? Nobody's doing that. So just imagine how much extra calories you're getting by dousing your wings and your food with a bunch of ranch, you know? So you can really just cut back a lot on calories just by simply cutting back those types of things, the sodas that you drink and then the type of sauces that you put on your food as well. So be mindful of your calories, read your food labels, and learn what you're putting into your body so that way you can make those good changes that last a lifetime, all right? The 5th key to success is make sure you have a weight training program. Having a weight training program is going to not only give you that structure, but it's going to actually be the top way to lose fat and also get toned up, get a great physique, those types of things. Now, you remember when I talked to you guys about the BMR, basal metabolic rate, right? Your resting calories. What if I told you that the more muscle mass that you had onto your body, the higher that number is? Well, that's exactly how that works. So people who have more muscle mass actually burn more calories while they do absolutely nothing. Isn't that mind-blowing? It's a cheat code. So if you gain more muscle, you will burn more calories while you're doing nothing. Another reason why you want to have a weight training program is because it saves you so much time. If you go into the gym and you know exactly what workouts you're supposed to be hitting, you're going to be in and out. If you're just walking around all willy-nilly, not only are you going to spend more time in the gym, you're also not going to be able to make sure if what you're doing is actually working, because you don't even know what you're doing. You're just going in there and doing whatever. I'm just going to go over here, train some calves. I'm going to go over here and do some bicep curls. I think I'll go walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. What type of results is that going to give you? What type of adjustments can you make to a plan that you don't have, right? So that is going to be key number 5. Make sure you have a weight training program. If you do not have one, there's a lot of ones that are online. I would highly suggest you can start where everybody typically starts, with a push-pull legs program. Google that when you do your BMR calculator, push-pull legs, get those workouts, and then just do that for a little bit of time. And then if you want a different program after that, once you kind of outgrow that, then, you know, you can find you another one. Also, if you need a program, contact me personally. I do weight training programs as well, among other services, you know, since I am a fitness coach, but that's up to your discretion, okay? This leads us to key number 6 to success with your fitness journey, which is use the 1 to 10 intensity scale method. Now, this is a really good thing. I didn't actually come up with it, but I can't remember where I got it from, but I've been using it ever since, and I use it for my clients as well. So the 1 to 10 intensity scale method is basically this. When you do your weight training or you do your workouts, right? Do your workout. So say if you're doing bench press, 3 sets of 8, right? Do your 8 reps. At the end, you rack the bar. You ask yourself, on an intensity scale from 1 to 10, how intense was that workout just now? And if you answer, okay, maybe about a 4, you need to take the intensity up a little bit, all right? The reason why this is going to be pivotal to your success is it's going to ensure that you are doing workouts that are intense enough to create a change in your body. The worst thing that you can do is spend time and effort on something and it's not working. How long are you going to keep that up? Not for very long, right? So if you're at a 4, take the intensity up. You can do this by 2 ways. You can either add more reps or you can add more weight. Small increments though. This is the major key, small increments. So if you're doing bench press, you're doing like 150, your intensity is at a 4, take it up 10 pounds. All right, so then after that, you add the 10 pounds, you do your 8 reps, boom, you rack the bar. Again, on a scale from 1 to 10, how intense was that? That was an 8, or that was a 6. If it was a 6, do the same process. Take the weight up a little bit, small increments. If you're at an 8, you are at the sweet spot, all right? The 8 is the sweet spot. You wanna make sure that you are having some type of audio. You know what I mean? You wanna be, those last 2 reps, you wanna make sure you kind of struggle a little bit, but still get them. That's when you know you're right at the sweet spot you need to be at. Another method that you can utilize too is if you do if you do 3 sets of 8, you get to those last 2 reps, and then you're able to do 2 more reps or more, you definitely need to take the weight up because the intensity isn't where it needs to be for your body to make an adaptation, for it to change and grow and build. The unique thing about the body is it does not like to feel weak. So when it does, it starts growing and has to compensate, has to overcompensate for that weakness. This is why getting fatigued, this is why the intensity is going to change your body, build those muscles, make your body more efficient with using energy because it doesn't like to feel like it's weak or it's going to die. Your body's main concern is keeping you alive. So if your workouts are literally feeling like it's gonna kill you, it's gonna be like, all right, we don't like this, so we're gonna step it up a little bit. And that's exactly what happens. So utilize this method to make sure that your workouts are creating the results that you want so you can stick with it long term, all right? All right, last but not least, key number 7, which I think is one of the most pivotal keys to success with the fitness journey, and that is enjoy the process. As a wise man once said, the man who enjoys the journey is going to walk further than a man who's just trying to get to his destination. It's the same in life as it is in fitness. You want to make sure that you're enjoying this process. Now, the last thing that you should be doing is looking at exercise as another task that you need to check off for that day. Think about it like this. Exercise is an appointment for just you, for self-care. So the time that you get when you're not working your job or going to do things that you have to do as a human being, this is time made specifically for you. So this is why you need to look at it in that type of way. Exercise is self-care at the utmost. You're doing something specifically for you, for no one else. And a lot of people do not have that, We do so much for everybody else. We give our time and efforts to everybody else but ourselves. And exercise is a great way to take that time back for yourself. So look at it like that. Not like, oh, I gotta work out today. You gotta look at it like, I get to work out today. So make it enjoyable. Listen to some music that you like. Listen to some podcasts that you like. Do some things that you actually enjoy, and make it enjoyable so you can enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. Also keep in mind that you are creating and transforming your life. And just realize how powerful that really is. Over 70% of Americans are overweight. That means they are not taking care of their health. They're not doing anything that's going to be conducive for them to be living for a long time. A lot of people don't take this time out for themselves, but you are doing that. So think about that too as well. You are putting effort and energy into your health, into your life, into yourself. You're doing something that's going to essentially affect the rest of your life, So make it fun, enjoy it. It should be enjoyed. I know I enjoy it. I want to go work out right now, but I'm shooting this video, talking to y'all, but I'm gonna go do it afterwards. Yeah, that's how I know I love y'all. I could be working out right now, but I'm talking to y'all instead. So yeah. Another thing that this is going to ensure is that it's gonna make sure that you stick with it. A lot of people do quit because they don't enjoy the journey. And this is another pivotal aspect too as well. All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of the video. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you got as much value out of it and enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe. As I said, every Saturday at 9 a.m., I will be dropping more videos. If you guys have topics of things that you want me to cover, or like I said, you just got questions, put them in the comment section. Feel free to answer any type of questions that you guys have because I love talking about this stuff. And I do want to give people more insight on what to do on their fitness journey so they can stick with it, man. We got to put a dent in that over 70% of American people not being in shape, and being overweight, because that's pretty bad, and it's sad, honestly. If you want to download the Fit Journey Blueprint, it is going to be in this description. It's also in the bio of my fitness channel. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. And as always, remember, small changes equal big results. Peace.